You won't find another win, Jed. That equals this one. I think it'll go down in history as probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever.
Well, there's been deciders, but the enormity and the context of everything going on, Billy.
You know, the New South Wales media, they've been on our backs.
Gus Gould saying there's no answers in the selection room.
And Jed, last night we found our answers. We're very, very privileged to be joined. We've got Lockie from Over the Ditch sitting in on the recording today. Man on the chair. We've got the full match replay playing on one of the monitors in the studio down here.
Yeah, we're just seeing Zach Lomax miss a whole bunch of kicks. Some famous efforts here by Kurt Capewell.
Yeah, Curdy Cape. He had an absolute blinder last night. We'll get into it. Top of the show.
One thing that we did notice last night was it was great how many Kurts we had on the field. It made me feel safer than ever.
So many Kurts. We had Curdy Cape, third effort, fourth effort, fifth effort. The kid was just hanging off every man on the field.
I think I watched a set and he made 6 tackles in a set and then pressured the kicker.
And then in attack, just punching holes, piercing holes. He loves a hole, just getting through every hole that he finds.
Just pushing up through the middle. It's what matters the most. And
yeah.
They say never stop moving your legs.
Yeah.
I'm just watching here, New South Wales score a scrappy try. The one off Angus Crichton's kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian To'o. That's not very good. That's not impressive. That was an uninspiring try. Where was Latrell Mitchell last night?
Yeah, absolutely missing.
Where was Latrell?
Kid, I actually just realised he was playing after he made a pretty short run off first receiver in the second half, and I kind of realised he was in the side.
Yeah, my son, Toya, just kept him real quiet.
Yeah, famously Jed's son. But I want to just get into the man of the moment, man of the match, Cam Munster. What a man, what a leader.
I think it started with it was wet, and the slick back hair he was rocking was so good.
He was so clean,
so fast.
So put together. He'd freshly shaved the muzz off, the mustache earlier in the week because he said it wasn't getting him results, Jed.
Really?
Well, he just said it in himself. He said, look, mustache wasn't working, time to make a change, and I think it was the change.
I thought he was special last night. You know who I was actually really happy with?
Who?
Well, there's a lot of questions about Paddy Carrigan not starting.
Yeah.
But obviously he had impact with the bench. But long arms Loiero. His arms were ridiculously long last night. They're disproportionately long. And some would say that if he caught the ball off the kickoff, he could score a try all in one motion. Just reach out.
Famously long arms.
I encourage people to actually have a look at those arms. Like, I know he gets called long arm Loiero as a joke, but they're seriously long arms.
His wrists actually go past his knees.
Are you serious?
They are.
He's got the longest
seriously
arms
long arms.
You could tell he was carrying so much meters. Between the amount of Kurts on the field, we had Kurt Mann and Kurt Capewell.
Yeah.
And how long Loiero's
and then you had
arms were.
Loiero galloping along with his arms.
He covers an extra metre and a half.
Yeah,
than your average player.
You know what, Jed? He'd have a really good cartwheel on him. Imagine how high he'd go.
Yeah. He wouldn't be able to cartwheel in those garage car park, those underground car parks.
He'd hit the pipes on the top.
Yeah. Standing is fine, but you get those long arms.
Yeah. No, and we were saying last night, like, in every tackle he was doing, it was almost a double wrap.
Yeah.
He'd wrap once, and then he'd wrap the second man in.
He can, like, hug himself fully.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Sorry, lick your elbow. Oh.
Yeah. Long arms Loiero can lick his elbow.
He can't though, his arms are that long.
The purchase he could get. Imagine if like if he ever needed to like scratch his tummy open, he'd go like under his legs. He'd go under his legs, like behind the back, under the legs.
His arms are ridiculously long.
Oh, I'm crying. I'm so delirious. If you can't see, if you're listening on Spotify, I'm still in my playing kit from last night.
Haven't showered.
Haven't had a shower. Had my first sip of water before we started.
Oh.
God.
Yeah, long arm Loiero's first stint was special, and may I mention that he not only got himself a free substitute off the field because he knew the stint was done. He milked a penalty brilliantly.
Yeah.
After Lomax's hit him in the face.
Yeah.
And then he got a free substitution off because of HIA. Hammer under the high ball was special last night.
Yeah, God, he was an absolute falcon. He was just catching them all everywhere.
He was so good. Everyone, as I said before, everyone was questioning Billy, but Billy knows best. Why do we make the mistake over and over again that we think we're smarter than Billy Slater when it comes to rugby league?
No one watches more rugby league. He brought in Curdy Cape, right, out of nowhere.
And a simple case of stats don't tell the full
yeah.
picture.
So you've got Curdy Cape, who infamously has the most missed tackles. You know why? And I was saying this morning is because he hangs off. He's just so many efforts.
Well, he made 5 tackles and pressured the kicker in one set.
Correct.
It's special stuff.
So Billy's gotten 5 tackle Curdy Cape.
Yeah.
He's put Hammer on the wing.
He's put Hammer on the wing. He's
Did it into 7.
Into 7. Dropped one of the prodigies of Queensland.
Yep.
Like Daly Cherry Evans dropped him.
Oh.
Put our favourite son on the bench. Put my son on.
But it was genius, Jed. And you know what it is?
He actually is a genius.
Through the week, Jed and I noticed in a couple of the media photos that Billy had ditched his high socks.
So I thought something's going to be different.
Something had good or bad. Instantly. Then I knew something had shifted when Billy pulled his socks down. And you know what it was, Jed? It was a change of confidence.
Mo fought awake. He knows how to defend.
Yeah,
he works so hard to defend.
Kid struggled to attack, but God, he could defend.
Yeah, he's not a great runner of the football, but he's a great tackler of the football.
Yeah.
Kurt Catewell, another effort. Legs are still pumping.
Legs are still pumping. Shift.
Oh, go Tino. Oh.
Jeez, look at that, just shifting.
Tino had a bit of a shocker last night. He dropped so much pill.
Yeah. Wait, is this it?
No.
Straight through.
That was too easy.
Easy.
What happened?
Oh, gosh. Look at that. Well done, boys.
Something was wrong there in New South Wales. That was too easy.
That was too easy. And
it's just draw and pass.
12 people in the field can only score 12 people. I didn't see any yellow cards in this half, Jed. I was going to say caveman Liam Martin putting a huge shot on Tino only to get flattened
soon after
by Val.
Queens doesn't know how to get it done. In a must-win game, we just actually stood up. That first half, 26-6, that was special.
Yeah, but then to win by 2 points in the second half. We'll get to that.
But I was thinking it was a classic case of, job's finished. You're taking off your best players. Paddy Carrigan, take them off. Get minutes into our lesser players. And kind of one of those situations where it's done, so let's just play the kids minutes now. So when it comes to the crunch time of the season, they're not complaining to the coach saying, my son needs to play more minutes. Kalen Ponga didn't have the happiest game under the high ball.
No, he didn't. Well, I just wish he'd get more grounded when he's like, I understand you got to jump up and contest the ball. He always seems to get so horizontal rather than vertical. You know what I mean?
You got to time it. It's because he doesn't time it well.
And then he's pushing out in front of him while he's already a meter in the air.
Listen, I'm no expert, but when you're under those high balls, you want to be jumping up to meet it. You don't want to be jumping up and then catching on your way down.
No.
You want to catch on the top of your
top of the arc, Jed.
Listen, I'm no expert, but I know how to do it.
Oh, but you've watched a lot of rugby league.
I've caught my fair share of high balls in the past.
Yeah, not at the highest level, of course.
No, I'm not getting chased down by Payne Haas.
No,
but if I would, I'd be able to catch it.
Yeah.
Harry Grant had a great game.
Yeah, I love his white headgear. I'm honestly not really a fan of the Steeden headgear. I mean, they say Joey Johns tamed the Steeden ball, but Harry Grant certainly tamed the Steeden headgear.
Yeah. Because he famously wasn't a headgear guy at the start.
No, never. Toa wasn't either.
But he's got to look after his face.
He pulls it off so much better than Brian.
Yeah.
Just another mistake from New South Wales.
And
thanks for coming, boys. Ashley Klein had a great night with the whistle, I thought.
He did. Oh, those eye gouges. I thought he should have sent a few of them off.
What's going on here?
Who's dropped it here? Oh, Dylan Edwards.
He had a shocker last night.
I actually love it that Luai came into the team and we just put 26 on in the first half.
Yep. Little anime boy.
All those Penrith players just don't know how to
Well, they've almost forgotten how to win, and going to the Tigers hasn't helped.
Yeah, you get tiger dust on you, as they say.
No, jeez, look, he's a famously slippery player.
He loves to dance. I think he's missing some of his beer fat. It made him harder to tackle.
Mitchy Bison Marsh in the change rooms.
Yeah, that was awesome. You got a good culture if Bison wants to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because I reckon he's a Queenslander.
He is a Queenslander. He just has such an infamous, famous smile. He just lights up a room,
Can
Jed.
you imagine Bison singing "Ya Ya Yippee"? Just cutting shapes on "Ya Ya Yippee Yippee Ya."
Yeah, just turning a couple decks, cutting a couple shapes.
Oh yeah, Lindsay Collins
Lindsay Collins
had his number.
had the last laugh. Hey, he got the absolute Mickey taken out of him for the funny face that he pulled in the team photo. Who's smiling now, boys? Obviously, Queensland spirit is like, obviously it's a thing. Is there such thing as New South Wales spirit? Like, people don't say that, do they?
I think New South Wales spirit is built on thinking you have the job done after you have a 4-point win in the first game, whereas an 8-point win.
Yes, and then you've got all your
12.
all your greats of the game saying
Queensland have no answers.
No answers, going to get swept. You got Gussie Gould coming out in all the press saying, on paper, this is just the worst thing he's ever seen, and he sees no answers for us. You've got Joey John saying could have been 50 in the first game after barely winning by 12.
You know, they say no answers in the selection room. Ever heard of Kurt Capewell, the answer?
It's interesting though how like the Blues kind of enjoy themselves like being the villains, and we just like being the good guys. Because I was saying to like the other week, Jed, is like I think the Maroons are like Gryffindor. You know what I mean?
There is a lot of Gryffindor about them, isn't
So
there?
much Gryffindor about them. Like they're the brave-hearted souls
And conversely,
who stick up for their friends.
New South Wales.
Yeah, and then you got the Slytherins over. Oh, the Ravenclaws, bad house.
Are they Ravenclaw, you reckon, not Slytherin?
Oh, there's a lot of dumb rugby league players in there, so I doubt there would be Ravenclaw.
Is Ravenclaw the dumb?
That's
dumb
the smart one. Hufflepuff's the dead one.
Yeah.
That's probably why they were playing in WA. I was actually working at the hotel last night for the first half. Had my break for the first half, and we were up 26-0. And I walked up to my manager, and I said, I have to leave. Queensland needs me.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Queensland did need you.
And I walked out and left.
We almost lost it. Thank God you came.
Thank God I came. I just think these brooms need to go right back in the cupboard, Jed.
They had this series won when they won by 12 points in the first game. They were talking about how now they're going to go on 8. They were comparing their halves to JT and Cooper Cronk after winning one game by 12 points.
Ridiculous.
Where the forwards had the most go forward of all time.
You know what? I think Jed as well is that they've seen so much loss. It was a little light for them, and they just got carried away, and they kind of forgot what Queensland's all
Well, they
about.
don't know that we just thrive under that stuff. You think we can't win a game? That's when we play our best football.
You know, and Gus and all those other wankers coming out and saying all that tripe, thinking it was going to just psych us out. And if anything, it was fueling the fire.
Life is so much better when Queensland win Origin. Like the sun just shines a little brighter.
Lockie off screen just asked if we were going to change the team, and Jed and I astutely said Queensland doesn't change the team. We pick and stick.
We don't drop people mid-series, no matter what happens.
We don't drop people mid-series. Kurt Mann. You know what Kurt Mann looks like, Jed?
What?
He looks like a dude who would have driven a muscle car in the 70s with like a denim jacket with cut off sleeves. Do you see that?
Yeah. With just a white singlet on underneath.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You picking up exactly what I'm putting down.
Everyone loves Toto, but like yesterday, he wasn't anything special.
No, because he literally just can't contest in the air. The only thing he's got on anyone is run meters, and then even then, Xavier Coates got not just as many, but pretty close.
But he's not as like fast, so like he has to be good at something.
Who is
run meters is what he should be good at.
Who is then the best winger in the game right now?
Hammer. When you say Hammer's the best winger in the game?
Yeah, well, obviously Hammer.
Well, in terms of dominating the biggest.
Then
stage,
again, like, but obviously, yes. Toto. Oh, that was
no try though.
No try.
That was Paddy's just a genius. It's because he's well educated. That's why he ran into him.
Yeah, they teach that in the hallowed halls of Mount Sion at Terrace, I think.
Well, that's the classic case of the hallways are too thin, so you got to wait your time.
Yeah.
You got a couple people.
Couple little grade 7s walking through with their laptops open.
Yeah.
Push those little tykes out of the way.
Someone's trying to open their locker in prime time when the traffic's busiest, like right after lunch. Or
right on level 4.
On like the top of the stairs there.
Yeah.
You're like, well, buddy.
Yeah.
You're not opening your locker right now.
Yeah, no. There's actually there's no greater joy, Jed, when you've got a top locker and you slam the door into the little grade 7 that's got his locker below you. The poor kid.
But I remember being like the guy next to me, and like his buddy. He like just would do it daily and be like, "Oh, sorry, bro." He's like, "Just do it again." Like no regard.
And no, I say that because I never had a locker when someone was under me, but the guy who was above me when I was in grade 7, he was in grade 12. He's fairly strange bloke. He always used to just open it on my head, like on purpose, and I'd walk in a tutor group just literally concussed.
Dino would have been fired up last night. Think of Mr. Mewburn. How happy would he be?
Dino would be sunnies on at the liturgy
today.
He'd
be sitting at the back, and everyone would be like, "Hi, sir." And he just wouldn't respond.
Dino's got his Ray-Bans on at the back of the liturgy, replaying a famous Origin win in his mind.
With Harry Grant's headgear, I don't like the foaming. You know how you can get different patterns?
Yeah, I know, Jed.
It's really body with his current foaming pattern. It's not cool. Even like Harry Grant, who's like a really cool guy, like good mates with Julian Wilson and stuff. Like, no one looks cool in their headgear. You gotta have a better pattern.
Gets behind the green curtain. On a nice slab of fiberglass.
Cut some crystal in the green room.
I was saying this Paul Gallen, Sonny Bill Williams fight. Have you seen much on that?
They were promoting it during the game last night.
Yeah, like a heap.
Yeah, there it is again.
Yeah.
Surely you can promote better things than that. Like that's just.
It was next to the tackle count the whole game. Look, it was there the whole time.
How much do you reckon they're paying for that? Or it's
a heap, and it's on
their product though, so they're not.
No, it's
on
Stan.
Yeah.
It's not their product.
No, but Stan and Nine are kind of the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, like for example, the foot. Yeah, like connected.
Oh, well, it makes sense because Stan's an Australian thing. Pretty good streaming service, old Stan. Really boring chat, but.
No, if I made it this far, it actually is. It's underrated.
So, Jed, the play of the week, I think, would be this Kurt to Kurt KPM.
Yeah, you need maximising KPM. We're about maximising.
We maximised TIC. We're maximising our TIC last night. We're maximising our KPM. Kurt per metre.
Well, all great teams have several Kurts in them. Yeah. We just happen to have two of the best Kurts going around. Kurt Catewell, Kurt Mann. Good last names as well. Mann and Catewell. Good, strong Queensland last names, Jed. Yeah. Toilers last names. We got Mitch Pearce coming out and saying, I dead set reckon it's effing rigged. It's a 3-3 penalty count. We win by 4 tries. I got no doubt about it. Talking about the refereeing. How sore losers are they?
What's his name?
It's because they're uneducated down there, Jed.
Like, just cop it on the chin, bro.
We were blown off the park in the first game. Are they serious?
And we didn't say a word. We just said we were outplayed.
We were blown off the park at Suncorp.
And we just put... how crazy is it? We put 26 points in a half against them. And like...
which just shows what happens when the ref's going your way a little bit. Which was happening in the last game.
It's getting good. We got no calls in the first game.
Nothing.
We didn't say it was rigged. We got no calls. And in this game...
good enough.
In this game, I think we gave away 260 games and a penalty in the first 10 minutes. And that's when they scored their try. And they couldn't back it up, could they?
No, they couldn't. Pub of the week this week is the Caxton.
LinkedIn connection of the week is Kurt Catewell.
Yeah, well, good on Curty Cape. Sorry to
cop that, Spencer.
See ya, Spence, just quietly.
Get decked. Lindsay Collins just ran
about
over
to wrap up. Spencer's just been flattened on his back. Probably just crying in back play. Meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah. All of that, Jed. See, that's just ridiculous.
Were they watching the same? Matty Thompson had a shocker on commentary. He was so biased.
Yeah, I actually didn't hear a good thing said about Queensland the whole game.
He was trying to talk New South Wales into the win. Talk about rigged. They got all the calls in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
actually, he was doing all he could.
I actually want to know how many repeat sets they had in that back five.
We weren't even doing anything bad.
Jed and I are going to go have a Gatorade and vomit.
Not even kidding.
See you guys.
Yeah.
God, I'm a shell of a man.